we have the Revel drive kit, and I'm going to make a video about the ESC and all the various parts inside of it. As far as I'm aware, no one's gone into this detail, and someone has to. So to start off with, there are 12 screws in this orientation that hold the faceplate on. I guess it should just then break off with a bit of force. However, there is one more screw that I missed that was hiding underneath the label, which holds the centre of the ESC casing in place. After that, there should be no resistance and it should just pull away easy. And this is what hides inside the ESC on a Revel drive. For those who are interested in the power button, it's the kind of power button it has, very standard. Charging port is a bit different on this from what I remember. As you can see, it goes down to those connectors, but we'll get into that. And then you've got your old-fashioned ×6 bullet connectors. Getting into the ESC, seems to be a second enclosure shell. First, you've got two screws that hold the battery pin circuit board in place. Now there's another two screws just behind it, there and there. But there's also these two further up here, and there and there. And those four screws hold in what I'm going to call the O frame, because it sits around the ESC. After that, I should be able to remove this and then get into the battery connector wires, which run along here into the main charging port, and likewise any of the motor wires which run and are tucked into the sides. One thing that's a huge relief is the charging port. Thankfully it doesn't have any unconventional connections, it's just this little one here, and then it goes into the threaded part on the outside, so that's a relief. That was one big concern for many people. And likewise, this is what your motor connectors look like. A bit strange, as you can see. Yellow to yellow, blue to blue, red to green, which is a bit strange, but that's okay. And then just the usual four screws that hold the ESC into the frame. In terms of putting the enclosure back together, I'd say the only confusing bit is the press trigger latch, where you want to have the angled section facing towards you. Obviously if you get it flipped around, then it probably will not work. So remember, facing you. Most important thing to remember though, especially when it comes to the bolts, is to go backwards until you hear a pop. And then you know it's threaded in. And that's a guaranteed way of not stripping the threads.